Hello and welcome to this Electrical Principles training video. In this video we're going to continue considering our SI unit, so if you haven't already done so, please click the link below and download the worksheet that relates to this so you can fill it in as we go through the video. Now in this video we're going to be looking at some kind of geometric values. We're going to be looking at the SI units for length, area, volume and density. Now again, you may think that this isn't very important for electricians, but actually length and area are really important because they affect the length of our circuits. Is a really important value that we use when we're calculating whether our circuits will comply, as well as the cross-sectional area of conductors. So they are really important to us, so we need to make sure that we've got them down right. So let's start off with length. So length is obviously how we measure the distance of things. It's how we measure in one dimension the length of objects, and for the SI system we use the SI unit of the meter. So we use a lowercase l to represent length. We measure length in meters, not in inches or feet or anything like that. It's in meters, and the unit symbol that we use is a lowercase m, so we can see that filled in on our worksheet there. Now, as we said, area is really important for us when it comes to selecting conductor sizes. In fact, that's how we size our cables. They're sized by what we call the cross-sectional area. So that's really important for us as electricians. We use a capital A to represent area as the mathematical symbol. The unit itself is the square meter, and for the unit symbol we do a lowercase m with a 2 above it. So you can see there that we're using this to measure how much space something covers in 2 dimensions. Now sometimes people will quibble with you a little bit if you talk about square meters, if you express something as being, I don't know, 3 meters squared instead of 3 square meters. Technically, you should say 3 square meters. However, because the unit symbol looks like meters squared, that's quite often how we say it. And generally speaking, you can normally figure it out from the context. So if people ever want to quibble with you over that, then that's fine. You let them, and then carry on your merry way. As long as you know what the values are and you can communicate those effectively, that's all that really matters. Now, when we start looking at volume, we move from looking at how much space something covers in 2 dimensions to looking at how much space it takes up in 3 dimensions. So volume is basically the amount of space that you get in an object in 3-dimensional space. We use the mathematical symbol of a capital V to represent volume. Again, we use cubic meters to represent the unit itself, and the unit symbol is a lowercase m with a little 3 in the superscript. Again, you may get people quibbling over that, saying you should say cubic meters if you ever use meters cubed, but again, you know, as long as you know what you're saying and as long as you can communicate that effectively, then that's all that really matters. And then finally we've got density, and density is a measure of how packed into a space a material is. For density, we actually revisit a mathematical symbol that we've already used. We use the Greek letter rho, which you may remember as our SI unit for resistivity. If you haven't seen that video, I suggest you go back and watch it, because that's really important for our electrical studies. That's a really important concept. And for the unit itself, we use kilograms per cubic meter. So kilograms per cubic meter, and the unit symbol is kg per m with a 3 superscript. So again, it looks like that, kilograms per, technically you should say, cubic meter. So there we go, a short and sweet one there. We can see we've got our values for those geometric things that we're interested in. And again, you could get asked questions about any of these in your exams. You might get asked, what is the unit? What is the unit symbol? What's the mathematical symbol for any of these? So please try and make sure that you've got them clearly in mind. Might be worth getting a blank copy of the SI units handout, maybe writing them out a few times, testing yourself to see if you can remember them all. And that way, when you go into your exam, you'll have all the information there and you won't be as nervous. So all that remains in this video is to say thank you very much for watching.